Scientific study of Vedas, creation of universe, starting from Brahma. Class 33. Today we are going through the first model of atom. That is the structure of atom which was first proposed by the modern science, and also the same thing is explained in Vedas, in Purana stories. So let us go through one such story that is given in various Puranas. There is some differences. Now we are going through the Purana, Bhagavata Purana. As per this, they are trying to explain the first model of atom. The same thing that proposed by the modern scientists. We know at present, at the start of universe there was only Brahma. So to create a universe, a force came out from it, that is the driving force, and it is an energy and flow in the form of wave. When two waves combine each other, because as per Newton's third law, every action there is equal and opposite. So a negative wave also flow in the same direction, and by at the meeting point, particles are formed. These are called ankirases. So the universe was first filled with the waves, and at the meeting point or different waves, certain points are formed. There it is stationary. So that particle is called a fundamental particle, including either particle or any particle like that. First particles, the universe was filled with the particles. Then it also contains electron and protons. Then based on Ohm's Omkaram, then it was compressed. Some of the particles are compressed so that we will get a nucleus, that is Rudra. That nucleus contains electron and proton, but when combined together, that touches each other, they form neutral. So at the same time there is proton also. So at this central, after compression, it formed in the form of a board that is called a nucleus. In that contains proton which possess positive charge and a neutron which is neutral. So this nucleus is with a positive charge. So that is this structure of this nucleus. But since this nucleus is positive, it cannot remain as such. Everything is dual. So it requires negative charge to get neutralized. So if there is 10 proton in the nucleus, there should be 10 electron in the outermost orbit. The structure of atom should be in that way. But at the initial stage, scientists were not aware of this because it is not easy to observe through any equipment. So based on certain experiments, the first model suggested was that the nucleus containing proton and a neutron is neutral, proton possesses positive charge. So there is 10 proton, 10 electrons are placed on the outermost or in the orbits in equal distances. That was the first model suggested. Electrons are arranged around the nucleus in special orbits, and at a particular uniformly distributed. These electrons are not revolving. They are stationary, like nucleus. That was the first atom model that was suggested by modern scientists. The same thing is explained through this story. Now let us go through this story in Bhagavata Purana. As per this story, in the case of story, there should require some character. So there is a character called Durvasa Rishi. Durvasa means he has good or bad ambitions, lot of ambitions. Most of them are bad. These are creating problems. He got a garland from a lady, an apsaras. That means this garland is possessed with a female characteristic or negative charge. As per science, it is negative charge. It is a garland means this orbit is represented by a thread and in it electrons are there. So this garland means orbit and electron. In the garland there is thread and flower. In this story it is presented in that way. But based on science, this is orbit and electron. This is to be placed in the around the nucleus. So this orbit and electron is responsible for everything that is taking place in this universe. All type of ambitions in us. All type of ambitions in the case of electron. Electron has an attraction toward proton. That is why it is rotating around the nucleus. This electron has a tendency to attract, go behind another atom. That is why it is chemical reaction is taking place. So atom combines to form molecule, molecule combines for different types of things. These are due to ambitions. Electron has some ambition. If it is one electron is in this orbit, if another atom is going that way, it has an attraction. This electron want to jump to that orbit, or it will combine with that. Likewise, different due to chemical reaction, different things are forming. In our mind also, there are certain chemical reactions. That is why we are thinking and behaving in different ways. And that chemical reactions are due to the action of these electrons in this orbit. So the universe is a chemical laboratory. What all things, whether simple, while we are talking, a number of chemical reactions are taking place in our cells. In that, these orbit and electron are taking part. So every ambitions or anything that is taking place in this is due to this behavior of electron in the orbit. That is why Durvasa Rishi means he is a person with all type of ambitions. He will become angry quickly. He will change his mind quickly. He will respond quickly. Everything like that. Such a person. So he got this garland that is orbit with electron. Got from an apsaras or lady, because it is electron. It is negative charge. Female is negative. Male is positive. So electron, that orbit. So this electron and with the orbit is represented by a garland. So this Durvasa Rishi decided to give it to Indra. Who is Indra? Indra is the coordinator of all the activities that is going to take place in this creation of universe. This is the coordinating force. That is another force for controlling all the activities. Brahma is creating. Brahma has a desire to create a beautiful world. That is why a wave is formed. Through this, these particles are first formed. Then particle combine to form the nucleus. Then nucleus is to be combined with the electron to form the atom. And all these activities are taking place with the help of Indra. Oh, he is coordinating the activities. So this garland is required for Indra. So Durvasa will throw it in the Airavata. Indra was traveling on an elephant called Airavata. He threw it to him. Then Indra got it. He put it on the head of this elephant, because in the last class we have said that the nucleus and the shape of elephant head is almost alike. This is nucleus, ball-like shape. Here also there are ball-like shape. In this story, this head of elephant can be treated as nucleus. So Indra put it on the head of this Airavata elephant's head. Though that is the first model proposed by scientists. Nucleus is stationary, it contains neutron and proton, ball-like. So shape is almost like the head of elephant. And they placed the garland or electron orbit around it, and electron is stationary. Likewise, the garland is put on the elephant. This garland is not rotating, just to put it. So the same model proposed by modern scientists. Nucleus, and in orbits, different orbits, electrons are placed. Here also, elephant head, around it garland. In the garland there are flowers. Like garland is orbit, flowers is electron. But as per the modern science, this electron, this is the first model suggested by the scientist. Then other scientists oppose it. That is not possible, because if we put electron there, nucleus will attract it, proton will attract it, it fall on the nucleus. That will not sustain. That will not remain as such. That model was rejected by the scientists, scientific world. The same thing happened here also. When Indra put the garland on the head of elephant with his trunk take it and throw it in the ground, and so it fell. In the story it is actually presented in that way. Story that is possible. To attract the people, it should be presented in such and such way. But what is the meaning of it? That will fall. If that garland is put on the elephant or nucleus, around the nucleus, it will fall. That elephant will pull it and it will fall. Same thing, the scientists oppose it with the same reason, because the electron will fall in the nucleus. Then this story goes in this way. Durvasa, he is with all. He is a very proud person also. He become very angry. He had given the garland. And Indra not take it seriously. He insulted him. So he give an shaba. We call it shaba, or it says he will become old. So Indra become old. Because why? Indra is trying to create a beautiful atom through which he want to create the universe, and he want to create a very beautiful world. In this he can shine as Indra, as the king of all this. But when the model falls, all his hopes fail. He become an old man. All his hair become white. Everything. He lost his glamour, everything. Due to the shapa of that Durvasa. So, all the other gods went to Vishnu. Vishnu is the maintaining force. And they went to Vishnu and pray for help. Then Vishnu said, there is only one way, churn the ocean. With the help of other demons also, using demons also, churn the ocean. That is the suggestion Vishnu has given. In the case of scientists, that model is failed. Then they had to put forward with another suggestion, a new model. So they are doing the researchers, and likewise they are thinking in that way, and Vishnu suggested here to churn the ocean. So they are moving in the two directions, but they will reach at the same remedy. They will get the same remedy. What is churning ocean? That is going to be explained by modern scientists also. They will also suggest the same thing. To overcome this defect of the model, they will suggest another thing. The same thing is going to explain in Purana story that we can see in the next story, next class. That is churning of this ocean or Palari Mathanam.